Let us bow for the invocation. Let us pray. O God, grant us the blessing of your Spirit's presence in this hour of celebration. This is a big night for the graduating seniors and their families. Join us in this ceremony so that all thoughts, words, and deeds would be to your glory. Amen.
Okay, you can sit down. You can sit down. On behalf of the faculty, administration, and Board of Education, it's a pleasure to welcome parents and friends to the Henry Ford II class of 1989 commencement exercises. At this time, I'd like to take a moment or two to introduce some very important people who are seated on the platform. All of these people have had a key role to play in the education of our class of 1989. Back in the third row, Mr. Vern Morrow, Science Department Chairperson. Mrs. Vivian Schmiegel, English Department Chairperson. Mrs. Nancy Searing, Math Department Chairperson. Mrs. Julie Jarkey Kozlowski, Fine Arts Department Chairperson. Mrs. Nancy Grenier, Counseling Department Chairperson. Mrs. Linda Hildinger, Physical Education Department Chairperson. Mr. Robin Dilday, Athletic Director. Mrs. Linda Sudemeyer, Special Ed Department Chairperson. Mr. Mark Michael, Chairman of the Social Studies Department. Mr. William Palm, Industrial Arts Chairperson. Mrs. Mary Romine Healy, class sponsor. Mr. Jeff Koval, class sponsor. Mr. Don Naraki, Associate Principal. Mrs. Audrey St. John, Principal, Sterling Elementary. Mr. George Tibor, Principal of Gravener Elementary. Mr. David DeVue, Principal of Dresden Elementary. Mrs. Joyce Spade, Principal of Bemis Junior High. Dr. Elaine Morris, Principal of Harvey Elementary. Mrs. Carolyn Williams, Mrs. Carolyn Smith, Principal of McGahey. Mr. Robert Konigschneck, Principal of Havel. Mrs. Diana Crumweedy, she's Chairperson of the Business Department. And Mrs. Susan Meyer, Associate Principal, Ford Tool. Mrs. Christine Robichaud, Trustee of the Board of Education. Mr. Carl Torito, Trustee of the Board. Mrs. Becky Higbee, Board of Ed Trustee. Mr. Thomas Schmidt, Board of Ed Treasurer. Mrs. Rose Rohrbeck, Secretary of the Board of Education. Mr. Richard Kopis, Vice President of the Board of Education. Mr. Richard LeBaire, Superintendent of Schools. Reverend Mike Fonfera, pastor of Utica Presbyterian Church. Dr. Frank Pichelle, Assistant Superintendent for Business Affairs. Mr. James King, Assistant Superintendent for Personnel. Mr. Robert Riley, Assistant Superintendent for Instruction. At this time, I'd like to have Keith Hoffman and Linda Powery come up, please. These two young people are the outstanding scholars of the class of 1989. In addition to all the activities and so on that they have participated in, they are the #1 and #2 scholars, the salutatorian Linda Powery. Congratulations. And our valedictorian, Mr. Keith Hoffman. Okay. Yes, you can go right back this way. Right. At this time, it is a pleasure to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Richard LeBaire.
Well, it's certainly a pleasure to address you this evening. I feel a special closeness to all of the graduates in the Utica schools this year because I kind of feel like I'm graduating also. Having taken over as superintendent of schools July 1 and achieving the goal, hopefully, of completing the school year, like you people are completing your education, I certainly feel a special closeness. As many of you are aware, we held 2 graduations here on Saturday with Utica High and Eisenhower High School. Saturday I also was very special to me in as much as my daughter graduated from Oakland University. So in between those 2 graduations, I had the opportunity to attend my daughter's graduation over at Oakland. So I guess this is a very special time for me, as I know it is for you. I think as I look back over my years in education, graduating from high school was certainly a very important benchmark in my life. It's the time that I remember the most, even going on to graduate from college and a master's degree and so forth. Graduating from high school certainly denotes a certain level of achievement. Last week, I also had an opportunity to attend a high school adult ed graduation. And for whatever reason, some people just don't have the opportunity to graduate on time like you people are. And it's really kind of heartening to see these people come back to school and really observe and understand of how important it is to get that high school diploma and how hard it is once you go beyond that special time. So you certainly can feel proud that you have achieved a major goal, graduating this evening. And certainly, graduation is not without a lot of thanks to a lot of important people. Certainly, number one credit is to you, young men and women of the future. But right close to being number one is number two are the parents, the grandparents, the brothers and the sisters. Because if it's anything like it's been in my home, getting through school is a cooperative effort. And so, young man, young lady, I would like to ask you to give your parents a round of applause for assisting you through this very important time. I want to thank you for all of the honors, the awards. You certainly have demonstrated outstanding academic achievement, outstanding athletics, outstanding participation in various organizations and clubs. I think each year, each graduating class is better than the class before, and I think that says a lot for you people. In addition, I certainly can't forget the staff, the teachers, the faculty, Mr. Naraki, Ms. Meyer, Dave Lathers, the principal. They certainly, and I would like to have all of the faculty and the administration receive a round of applause. You know, you expect me to say a few platitudes up here this evening, and I have a task in just a couple of minutes of introducing some outstanding students. But I want to share a couple of things with you. After this evening, you will be embarking upon whatever career it may be, in school, college, going on to various technical schools, becoming homemakers, going on to jobs. You will experience more freedom than you ever have had in your life. And the only thing I suggest to you is how you use that freedom is going to determine what kind of a person you will be, what kind of a job you will have. So, granted, you certainly have deserved a measure of freedom. Use it wisely, because sometimes you only have one chance. I had an opportunity during the year to listen to many inspirational speakers, and one that kind of stuck with me that I want to leave with you this evening, and it has to do with really taking charge of every moment in time. And it's just simply this, young men, young women. Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you will be amongst the stars. So with that, I'll conclude my remarks, and I would like to introduce some very special students. The graduating class, as I've indicated, is second to none at Henry Ford II High School. I have three introductions that I would like to make, and then you will hear from these various commencement speakers. First of all, Keith Hoffman, valedictorian of his class. A little background about Keith. He's been in debate for 4 years, and he qualified for the Detroit Free Press John S. Knight competition. He's also been a competitor in forensics. Keith has honors in science, English, social studies, and math. As a member of the National Honor Society, he has served as treasurer, having received the Regents Alumni Merit Award and Evans Scholarship for the University of Michigan. Mr. Hoffman plans to major in a career in medicine, specializing in pediatrics. Keith Hoffman. Next, I would like to introduce Jeff Moore. Jeff, sure, go ahead. Give him a round of applause. Jeff has been very active at Henry Ford II. by being a member of the Key Club, the French Club, and Forensics. Jeff has played in 4 drama productions. Along with these activities, Jeff has been manager and scorekeeper of the varsity baseball team for all 4 years. Mr. Moore has received the 1989 Scriptimist of the Year Award and will attend Lake Superior State University majoring in chemistry. Jeff Moore. Lastly, Denise Newbert. Completing the round of speakers this evening will be a very special person. Denise has always been very active during her 4 years at Henry Ford II. She's been a member of the National Honor Society, Forensics, SAD, Peer Resistance, Japanese Student Exchange, freshman cheerleading, varsity track, and soccer. Ms. Newbert is also published writer in the Utica Community Schools Arista. After traveling to Japan this summer, she will study international business and Japanese at the University of Michigan. And now I'd like to present Keith Hoffman to lead the senior speeches for Henry Ford II High School. Mr. Hoffman.
Fellow classmates, I stand before you today to address our lives, the past and the future. Until today, our progress down life's path, while at times troublesome, has been carefully guided by our family and our friends. Now, that path diverges. Graduation is a significant moment in our lives, and it represents a threshold that we must cross. As we look ahead, we all have our own choice to make. We must all face an unknown future, taking faith in the skills that we possess and in the friendships that we've made. On looking back, we all share many memories. Some of us have known each other since our elementary days. These special memories are the binding force that unite us as the class of 1989. No one can take these memories from us. Can you remember those long nights studying poetry? Our next speaker, Jeff Moore, can. Jeff has taken that study one step further tonight and composed a beautiful poem that helps us to recall the common past that we all share. It is appropriately entitled Reflections and Aspirations. Mr. Jeff Moore.
It wasn't long ago, we cried in a crib. The first major feat was learning to walk. Mom and Dad were so thrilled, they thought parenting was great. That attitude changed when we learned how to talk. On and on we'd speak our mind of games and toys and Captain Kangaroo. We played Ring Around the Rosie with our very first friends, but it soon came time for something new. We were off to school with book in hand, ready to begin our education. Learning colors and numbers and the ABCs, no one even thought about graduation. These were the days of grade school. We can all look back and see. Recess, field trips, and show and tell. Cub Scouts, brownies, and spelling bee. The good old days were hard to beat, though the truth about Santa made us cry. A new test was now set to be faced. Time to move on to junior high. Many changes occurred in our uncertain lives. A new teacher for every class. The Tigers were hot. Michael Jackson was in. Girls giggled when the Macho Boys passed. We were introduced to the world of style and fad. The days of junior high were quick and few. It was all in preparation for the next 4 years. We were freshmen at Henry Ford II. Those immature frosh got in everyone's way. Our first day of school was a fear. But we sold our fruit and we stuck it out and made it through to the sophomore year. Everyone suffered those sophomore blues. The highlight was the Cedar Point Day. Then the class of '87 stepped out. '89 was just 2 years away. As juniors, we started to feel the heat of the reality of moving ahead in the world. Varsity sports and junior prom were a thrill. Then the real excitement of high school unfurled. We came in September with 2 semesters left, hardly believing we were in 12th grade. But the year went by fast, and to many the object was getting those senior dues paid. It was a fun year and a demanding one too. Someday we'll look back and smile. About the senior breakfast, spring break, and the senior prom, high school at Ford was really worthwhile. The skills we've developed in these last 4 years, whether it be business, auto, or college prep, will be a significant key to a successful life. This high school diploma is just the first step. Henry Ford II is tough, and the staff has taught us well by demanding more than we cared to give and helping us when we fell. When we walk into the world tonight, as newly matured ladies and gents, each of us can make it in this world with our education from Ford and a little common sense. Congratulations to the Henry Ford II class of '89.
Thank you, Jeff. Friends, Jeff spoke of a new walk into the world tonight, a walk which is symbolically marked by a crossroad on the path of life. We must now make our own choice for our own future. J.R.R. Tolkien, a famous novelist, describes the road ahead that we all face. By coincidence, it too is a poem. The road goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began. Now far ahead, the road is gone, and I must follow if I can, pursuing it with eager feet until it joins some larger way, where many paths and errands meet, and whither then I cannot say. Tolkien tells us that many opportunities await us. Our next speaker, Denise Newbert, reminds us of these opportunities as well as the unpredictable future that we all face. Denise Newbert.
Not so long ago, we all shared a very special moment in time. Terrified, yet excited, we dared to discover new territories, encounter strange beings, and expand our then narrow horizons. What was that special moment? We were kindergartners. Some of us cried, some of us wrapped ourselves around the nearest tree and refused to let go. Yet we all ventured into that unknown expanse called school with timid minds and courageous hearts. It's strange to think of that moment now when elementary seems so far behind us. However, that distant day returns as we sit here anxiously awaiting our final moment. For what we felt as 5-year-olds, we once again feel as graduates. We're leaving behind our security blankets, our prune-like thumbs, our protected and sheltered lives. What our futures have prepared for us, we cannot predict. Will one of us, one day, walk along some newly discovered planet's surface? Or will another carry the Olympic torch? Will one be president or discover the cure to some life-threatening disease? Maybe. For now, though, we can only hope that what we have learned and what we retain in our hearts will help guide us down tomorrow's unknown paths. Suddenly, the golden moments we dreamed of as freshmen have become only beautiful memories. Homecoming, that first car, that first ticket, junior prom, senior prom, spring break. With so many of these dreams behind us, it seems difficult to let it all go. But our glory years have only just begun, and our destinies are ready to unfold at our command. I honestly believe one of us will one day walk along that planet or carry that torch. Our one moment in time has come. but not to fly by like a leaf in an autumn breeze. Instead, I believe, in each of our own unique and individual ways, we will soon become more than we ever imagined we could. We are all here together as a class, possibly for the last time. Our futures may separate us by miles, countries, or even continents. Yet the moments in time that connect our lives cannot be severed, will never be broken. Our spirits will always be united, for the bond we share as the class of '89 is everlasting. In a special, wonderful way, we really are a family and will remain so, come what may. Right now, turn and look, either right or left. You may not be aware how strong this bond is that holds us together, so imagine this person next to you 10 years from now. Imagine yourself walking along, and suddenly you recognize this person coming towards you. Waves of memories hit. You remember that one night where he helped you jumpstart your car in Burger King's parking lot, or she lent you her biology notes. Insignificant moments in time before, but now these are what creates the bonds, these moments unique to only us. Whether by a smile, a hug, or a kind word, let that person next to you know that we really are a family. We have fought and cried and laughed and kissed. And through it all, we remain closer than many classes preceding and many more to follow. We are the class of 1989, and this definitely is our moment in time.
Thank you, Denise. Members of the class of '89, I'm sure you all recognized our class song mentioned in Denise's speech. Our one moment in time has come. It is time to make a decision. Robert Frost, in his world-renowned poem, The Road Not Taken, describes the approach. Two paths, a well-paved one and a little-traveled path, are offered. The first choice, the well-paved path, is a choice to allow others to persuade us against our own interests. Following this path, we lose that one moment to shine. Each of us, however, has chosen the correct path. The second path, a more challenging venture, is the path of independence, the path for us. By opting for this path, we have assumed the responsibility for defining our own lives. At this juncture, we are given control over our own destiny, and we are given that one moment to shine. It is this path that each of you will set foot on as you leave the building today. We, the graduating class of 1989, will not follow a course already paved for us. Rather, we will utilize the skills and knowledge that we possess to carve our own path, and in doing so, friends, we will leave footprints for others to follow. Class of '89, this is our time to shine.
Thank you for those excellent speeches. This gives you a little bit of an idea of why we're so proud of the class of '89. The class of 1989 has met all graduation requirements as established by state law and the Board of Education of the Utica Community Schools. On behalf of the faculty, it is a privilege to wish our seniors much future success and to present the class to the Board of Education for graduation. Mr. Dick Kolpus, the Vice President of the Board, will respond for the Board.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lathers. Mr. LeBaire, staff and faculty of Henry Ford II High School, the administrators, you moms and dads and loving family who are up there in the stands, and most importantly, the high school class of 1989 from Henry Ford II. It's a great honor and pleasure to be here tonight on behalf of the Utica Community Schools Board of Education. Those who have joined me here on the platform want to extend our congratulations to each and every one of you. As I thought about what comments I would like to make tonight, I thought about some little catchy phrase to begin this little talk with, and the first thing that came to my mind was tonight we were going to soar with eagles, and then after about half a second, I realized that was a pretty poor analogy, that I better be thinking about soaring with falcons with a few eagles mixed in. Being part of this graduation is a great privilege for us on the Board of Education. We have some effect on your educational career, but we never get to talk to you. We only get to talk to administrators, so it's a real privilege to be part of the graduation ceremonies from all of our high schools. There have been many important educational events that have brought you, the graduates, to this hall tonight. And they've been alluded to by your classmates as they talked about your careers in the school system. First in September of 1976, or maybe in September of 1975, or maybe in September of 74, or maybe in September of 77. You took your first major step. You went to kindergarten. And I was surprised to hear the young lady tonight allude to that event and talk about her memories about going to kindergarten, because probably 90% of you don't remember that day, but I can tell you a group of people who are here tonight who do, and that's all of those moms and dads who are up there in the stands. And for them, that's a very significant event. The first time that that precious little person of theirs is no longer in the home or is gone for some regular period of time every day. And it's a major event for them. In 1983, you probably remember that you graduated from the 6th grade. And that you should be able to remember. It's a very special time in your life, an end of a very special era. I like to think of it as a time of the end of maybe some of our innocence and the beginning of a more mature time when we go into junior high and into senior high. In fall of 1986, you got into the big time, you went to high school. And that leads us to the major event tonight, which is the culmination of 13 years of formal education. You got here because of some very special people. First, your parents, and how proud your parents are up in those stands tonight, because I've been there and I know the feeling. You'll never understand until you're a parent yourself what it's like to have that feeling of being proud of your offspring. And sometimes when you wonder why your parents push and shove and want and lay down rules and guidelines, you can never understand that until you're a parent yourself, and then you'll understand. Second, your teachers, who are dedicated, understanding, and prepared. And no matter what you may think of individual teachers, whether you think they're good or they're bad, they have given you their best and have tried to help you be prepared to face a brand new life. Last and certainly not least is a whole group of support people that make your education possible, and that's your principals along the way, the administration of our wonderful school system, and the Board of Education, which plays some role. Mr. LeBaire took my thunder away from me, because the other night Mr. Browning asked the class to stand and applaud their parents. You've already done that. And parents, I know you receive that with great pride as your children think about the things you've done for them. If we consider our lives only in terms of written history, we're not even worthy of a speck on the page. Our lives are so short. I only say that because I want to set the stage for a couple of other very quick comments. As recently as 60 years ago, a person could say, I have an elementary or a grammar school education, and that was fairly acceptable because everyone understood that education was for the people with money or with privilege. In 1945, some 26 years before you were born, it was okay to say you had a high school diploma. And college was important, but not nearly as important as it is now. Over the last 30 years, the need to have a bachelor's degree from a college, four-year institution has escalated, to the point where today it's almost mandatory to be successful in the business world and in the world of work. I firmly believe that within the next 10 years, it will be mandatory to have a master's degree. And in many instances and in many professions, it's already mandatory to have a master's degree to be accepted in the world of work. What's going to happen to the people that don't have those credentials? You're always going to be paid at a lower level. And you're always going to be wondering why you didn't go and do that. I say all this to you bright and wonderful and beautiful people who are sitting for us tonight because I want you to understand a couple of things. First, tonight, as significant as it is, and it is significant, is only the beginning. It's only the first real step into the world. You have proven that you have what it takes because you've gotten to high school graduation. I urge you to continue your education or formal training. You've been given some gifts by whomever you believe in as your creator. Use those gifts to the best advantage. There is something out there, educationally and training-wise, for every one of you. Be the best you can be. Trite? Absolutely. Do you hear it from everybody? Absolutely. I challenge you, be the best you can be. After tonight, the future is your decision, not your mom and dad's. No, you can't blame them anymore. After tonight, all the blame is not your teachers, not your counselors, but yours. Just yours. You have to do it. And I challenge you to go and do it. And now, by the power vested in me by the state of Michigan and on behalf of the Utica Community Schools Board of Education, it gives me great pleasure to present the class of 1989 with their diplomas. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we proceed with the ceremony?
While the first graduates are coming around to the platform, I just make one brief comment. Licata Studios is photographing each senior as he or she receives a diploma. Pictures may be ordered from the studio later in the week or next week. In the interest of time, we're asking that applause be withheld until the names of all graduates have been read. Also, we're requesting that out of consideration for the class of '89, all guests remain seated until the recessional is complete.
Stephen Joseph Camigo. Keith Raymond Hoffman. Linda Ann Powry. Denise Michelle Newbert. Jeffrey Allen Moore. Colleen Marie Maurice. Kelly Ann Karam. Shelley Marie Maluchnik. Krista Marie Valk. Michael James Macklem. Laura Michelle Miatke. Just wait. Rebecca Jean Celestini. David Arthur Argano. Kimberly Lynn Harriman. Amy Louise Perkowski. Dale Allen Wallace. Jeffrey David Adair. Deanna Renee Adjemi. Joyelle Susan Aesthorpe. Shannon Marie Alaimo. Carmen James Alfonsi. Thomas Jason Alleman. Derek Alec Allure. Angela Michelle Alpeter. Che An. Jennifer Angel Anger. John Marvin Archibald. Joseph Allen Archibald. Derek Heath Arena. Michelle Irene Arnold. Amy Cassandra Attridge. Jennifer Lynn Azapardi. Jeffrey Gary Babjic. Alan Joseph Baranski. Maurizio Baretta. Jody Ann Bartolomucci. Joseph Lawrence Bassano. William Michael Bean. Arthur Henry Beauchamp III. John Blake Beaupre. Angela Marie Beckman. Richard Andrew Bender. Michelle Renee Benfant. Denise Marie Barrick. Robert Michael Burdick. Michael Anthony Bernardi. Joanne Martha Best. Christopher Jerome Bernacki. Tracy Lynn Blowers. Thomas Victor Bobany. Antonia Pauline Bojo. Dawn Lorraine Boutel. Dina Marie Boyce. Stephanie K. Brock. James Joseph Brody III. Benjamin Franklin Broom, Jr. Julie Ann Buck. Gillian Craig Burgess. Dawn Lorraine Botel. Dina Marie Boyce. Stephanie K. Brock. James Joseph Brody III. Benjamin Franklin Broom, Jr. Julie Ann Buck. Gillian Craig Burgess. Danelle Denise Burke. Christopher James Burlingame. Joel Damon Buckowitz. Jennifer Lynn Bazuski. Douglas Norman Can. Scott Carson. Diane Lynn Carter. Jerome Jerry Catalano. Martin James Chamberlain. Stacy Lee Charlie. Stephanie Lynn Chartier. Catherine Ann Christensen. Derek Peter Christman. Renee Carolyn Chilla. David Lawrence Clifford. Stacy Lynn Climie. Renee Marie Cohan. Amy Marie Comerford. James Lloyd Comment. Tina Ann Consiglio. Tracy Lynn Kuhn. Paul David Copioli. Andrea Kristen Cornell. Rodrigo Landis Cortez. Lori Ann Cracknell. Dean Christie. Straight. Michael Robert Zappo. Van Joseph Cummings. Matthew Robert Dacey. Lorenza D'Agosta. Tina Marie Daniel. Julie Lynn Davies. Jeffrey Ignacio DeClaro. Anthony A. DJ. Michael James Delahunt. Jeffrey Allen Delfrady. Jeff Joseph DeMasi. Sean Lynn Dest. Robert Anthony DeVita III. Christine Ann Devonshire. Julie Ann Deal. Derek Paul DiGiovanni. Melinda Jo Dildine. Tracy Jo Dilger. Jennifer Carol Divo. Mark Anthony Dolkowski. Sean Patrick Donovan. Paul Joseph Doptis. David Patrick Dudek. Sharon Elaine Dudak. Matthew Tower Dunseith. David Arthur Dwojakowski. Patrick John Dyke. Keith Lewis Irwin. Carrie Renee Evans. Penelope Susan Fossen. April Janelle Favor. Pierre Dominic Fazzolari. David William Fend. Lorena Susan Ferrari. Kristen Suzanne Farrell. Bradley Allen Fillinger. Kevin Thomas Finn. Daryl Allen Fletcher. Edmund Allen Foraker. Cheryl Ellen France. John Arthur Frisch. Elizabeth K. Gage. Carl Willard Gage. Annette Helene Garreau. Dina Jo Gasco. Chrysula Georgikakis. Judy Lynn Jacare. Amy Lynn Glaza. Gregory Robert Glaza. Laura Marie Glide. Nicole Lynn Gore. Likako Gondera. Robert Scott Gorecki. Roberta Jo Gorecki. Larry Keith Goulet. Kimberly Ann Graziani. Sherry Lynn Greenleaf. David Stewart Griffith. Christopher Lawrence Grupido. Gina Lynn Gualdoni. Daryl Stephen Garunian. Heather Lynn Hansen. Amy Kathleen Hardy. Diane Marie Hardy. Anne Marie Harned. Lisa Marie Harp. Brenda Lynn Harris. Chad Thomas Hartson. Nicole Renee Hartson. Simone Marie Harwood.
Thomas Lynn Heath. Julie Rose Hellings. Deborah Sue Hennig. Scott David Henry. Amanda Herr. Robert James Hinchliff. Janet Marion Height. Matthew Gus Haloris. Tracy Sue Hogue. Sam Thomas Honecker, Jr. Melanie Diane Hughes. Rebecca Danielle Hughes. Jan Marie Huner. Lisa Jean Idle. Ignatius Eno Ioko. Kathleen Lynn Ireland. Jeffrey Michael Jakubowski. Danielle Sue James. Stephen Aaron James. Julie Helen Jankowski. Joan Ann Janowski. Heather Ann Jaski. Jeffrey Frank Jaster. Stephanie Ann Jebbing. Renee Janine Genuine. Mark Edward Jernigan. Gregory George Jesko. Sherry Elizabeth Johnson. Jennifer K. Johnson. Chris David Jones. Scott Robert Jones. Jennifer Paulette Casel. Leslie Ann Kaminsky. Kevin Scott Carafa. Thank you. When I say your name. Nicole Marie Karolinsky. Tanya Renee Kaufman. Kelly Marie Cava. Michael Patrick Kelly. James Francis Kenny. Kathleen Marie Q. Scott Garrett Kilpatrick. Barbara Catherine Kenny. Jennifer Suzanne Klein. Tammy Lee Knox. Michelle Jean Kobolinski. Melanie Joan Koladisa. Derek John Kaloje. Randall James Kopko. Brian Vincent Kowaleski. Keith Scott Kozarowski. April Tayeko Kozlowski. Joel James Kozlowski. Scott James Kramer. Carrie-Ann Therese Kramer. Kimberly Ruth Kua. Kevin Michael Kufeld. Jeffrey Jude Kuzera. Kelly Marie Labens. Michael Carroll Lale. Keith Damon Lang. Yeah, go ahead. Beth Ellen Lasky.
Right. Definitely.
Dawn Marie Latimer. David Scott Levine. Richard Matthew Lemieux. Timothy James Lemley, Jr. Paula Ann Link. Nicolette Jean Leroy. Quan Leong. Michelle Ann Levesque. Cynthia Lenore Llewellyn. Jody Catherine Licavoli. Michelle Lee Licavoli. Scott Matthew Lovell. Linda? Just Linda. Okay. Linda LaJudai. Scott Edward McQueen. Michelle Marie Makuga. Lawrence Dominic Maduri. Charles Arthur Mackey, Jr. Kevin Michael Maxim. Leonora Vingencina Malta. Rochelle Marie Maluchnik. Gregory Allen Manzera. Michelle Linda Marcinkowski. Robert Lee Markwart. Kelly Ruth Martin. Scott David Martin. James Patrick Matheson. Karen Marie Mock. Alan Keith May. All these years. Jennifer Ann Mazurik. Paula Marie McAllister. Daniel Ray MacArthur. David John McCabe. Melissa Marie McCarroll. Kimberly Marie Louise McCoy. Eric Edward McDade. Samantha Mary McGorry. Jason Jerome McEwen. Scott Mack McKinnon. David Edward McLaughlin. Christine K. McQueen. Carrie Lynn McQueen. Miranda Lynn Melanchenko. Denise Sharon Menazzi. It's a good one. Michael Edward Merrifield. John James Melky. Kevin Thomas Miller. Kimberly Myodowski. Gregory Thomas Masico. Nicole Marie Mosheri. Jennifer Lind Monticelli. Denise Louise Mongeau. Holly Lynn Monier. Andrew Michael Moreau. Adrian Mary Morris. Michael Gary Morse. Jill Patrice Morchakowski. Nicole Antoinette Molarski. Thomas James Murray. Elena Maria Musato. Jennifer Marie Najor. Lisa Marie Nassar. Dawn Marie Nestorovich. Sharon Lynn Nevadal. Tracy Rosemary Niedermeyer. Gregory Philip Natubitz. Jennifer Lynn Norris. Keith Michael Novak. Richard Allen O'Brien. Michael Joseph Ordrobina. Stephanie Renee Ash. Amy Marie Orlo. Kristen Marie Orzakowski. William Edward Owens.
Kimberly Dawn Page. Thomas David Palazzolo. Pranav T. Patel. Michael Dennis Pater. Jennifer Lynn Patterson. Kimberly Ann Patterson. Scott David Patterson. Craig Michael Paul. Carrie Ann Pavley. Molly Ann Peltier. Vera Helen Pennington. Michelle Nicole Perry. Darren Thomas Peruski. Rebecca Lee Peterson. Ricky Dale Phipps. Gaison Fongfilia. Kimberly Ann People. Theodore Frank Pirchala. Philip Larry Pitcher. Josefina Pittingaro. Lance Philip Pittman. Thomas Donald Pletcher. Darren Edward Patonic. Robert James Preston III. Laura Ann Pryor. Robert Martin Quinn. Heather Marie Radke. Carrie Lynn Reese. Robin Elizabeth Reach. Jennifer Louise Rien. Kristen Lynn Reese. Jacqueline Ann Rembowski. Deborah Ann Richardson. Danielle Marie Ricker. Dion Joseph Richter. Jeffrey Carl Riley. John David Rimkus. Jason Thomas Rivard. Melissa Sue Rogers. Renee Rael Ronconi. Robert Anthony Rondolet. Gina Marie Rosa. Tracy Allen Roulette. Frank Paul Rufino III. Russell John Ruprecht. Timothy John Ruskowski. Janine Marie Sabo. Wendy Ann Sandor. Donna Louise Sanzi. David John Sarazin. Elizabeth Rose Sarek. Frank Cass Savali. Renee Marie Schaefer. Robert Allen Schmitz. Carol Lynn Schneider. Deanna Lynn Schoen. Lisa Lynn Schulte. David Anthony Seiler. Frederick M. Sharp. Darren John Sika. Jeffrey Allen Simcoe. Todd David Scrout. Gary Thomas Smith. Okay. Lawrence Lynn Smolerick. Gregory Allen Sobosinski. Michael John Solosinski. Robert Harold Speed. Ryan James Stanek. Audra Maria Stankowitz. Cheryl Diane Steelman. Scott Curtis Stevens. Kyle Martin Stern. Amber Marie Story. Janice Lynn Suchin. Christopher Joseph Suminski. Scott Michael Sumners. Marie Ann Supernaut. Kathleen Mary Zanken. Patrick Anthony Tavolacci. Dorothy Jean Taylor. John Andrew Taylor. Stephen Gordon Taylor. Tammy Mae Tellefson. Jason Robert Tenorio. Eric Randall Thayer. Eric Todd Thielander. Michael Richard Thompson. Cheryl Ann Tim. Michael George Tolovich. Mark Andrew Tonello. Gregory John Topping. John Scott Tremaine. Jennifer Elizabeth True. Ray Dion Tuck. Frederick Douglas Turek. Brian Michael Twardowski. Amy Lynn Ulowitz. James Stephen Urbanowitz. Christy Ann Vendel. Kenneth Daniel Vernier. Dawn Michelle Viken. Angeliki Vlasopoulos. Joseph Harold Wagner. Jennifer Joyce Walker. Gordon Patrick Warren. Donna Carolyn Washburn. Bradley James Washinsky. Eric Christopher Weaver. Andrew Otto Weiser. Cynthia Ann Wells. Stephanie Lynn Wheeler. Sean Alexander Whalen. Krista Lynn Whittiger. Eric Peter Wiegand. Keith Frank Wichter. Scott Edward Wilking. Corinne Roberta Wilczek. Stephen Joseph Wink. Tracy Lynn Whittables. Chantel Renette Wolf. Jared Christopher Wolney. Christopher John Wong. Karen Beth Wong. Katina Lynn Yanolakis. Simone Renee Young. Joseph John Zajac. Colleen Teresa Zalewski. Michelle Marie Ziski. Diana Lynn Zupan. Michael Christopher Miner. Rosanna Lorenzano.
Applause for the class of 1989. Please rise for the benediction.
Aren't you glad it's almost over? Yeah. Receive now this blessing and this benediction. Go with God's blessing to travel your pilgrimage of life to the betterment of all people and to the glory of God. Amen.